Rainbow Six Siege has unveiled the new Operation Heavy Metal, with the new addition of the new attacker, Ram. If you haven't seen anything about this operator, she is wildly overpowered, with some of the best and most powerful utility that's been released in probably years. In today's video specifically though, we're going to be discussing how the introduction of the operator, Ram, has completely shaken up the dynamics of our favorite Canadian operator, Buck, and how he plays. Let's get into the video. Now before we jump into the changes, let's take a quick trip down memory lane about how Buck used to be played. Buck has long been known for his exceptional vertical play capabilities, utilizing his skeleton key shotgun to create murder holes, open hatches, catch defenders off guard, playing vert from below. It doesn't matter. He was just used for a lot of soft destruction. Buck's ability to be able to open floors from below people and even roofs from above people was exceptional, and it was a complete game changer in most scenarios. He could exert pressure from above, like I said, forcing enemies to reposition and getting you some free kills if your teammates were there to follow up. But also, like I said, you're able to play from below, which is another added angle that the defenders would have to worry about. If you pair this up with his exceptional loadout, the 1.5 times scope, the Gon 6, the flash grenades, and the hard reaching charges, he was a very versatile operator that was very, very powerful. However, this is not the case anymore. With the introduction of the operator Ram, Ubisoft has shifted the meta once again. Ram brings a different set of skills to the table, a more aggressive and direct approach to combat and to the vertical play. And this change has had a profound impact on how Buck fits in the overall meta. So why does Ram affect Buck, and what does this mean for Buck overall? Well, his traditional role as a vertical play operator is being redefined because Ram is so good. The fact that she is so good and she does her job so well means that Buck is almost useless for playing vertical. Because if you want vert above a site, you just play Ram and she does it better, and she brings way more utility and arguably a better gun too. So if you don't play him vertically, because Ram completely replaced him in that aspect, how do you play Buck? Well, most Buck players, including myself, have found the most success by embracing a new role, which is playing him as an entry fragger. Buck's skeleton key is his primary ability still, but it's being used in a slightly different manner now. Instead of opening up distant lines of sight, playing vertically above or below, it's all about quick, close quarter destruction to catch defenders off guard and swiftly breaching the objective room within the first 30 seconds to a minute of a round, kind of like you would do with Ash. Entry fragging with Buck in general requires a blend of map knowledge, really good aim, and a willingness to take calculated risks. It's not just like Ash in the sense where you can just run in and do whatever you want. As Buck, you have to have a pretty solid understanding of how to play the game. You always have because you had to play vertically with him, but now that he's more played as an entry fragger, you have to know even more. Ever since they added Buck's Gon 6 and his hard reaching charges to his loadout, this made him very versatile. Now, versatility breeds a good solo queue operator. If you take a look at somebody like Gridlock, she has every single possible piece of utility you could want in an operator. Good guns, a super shorty, or a Gon 6, or a pistol, and for secondary gadgets, she has EMP grenades, or smokes, or breaching charges. So she has so many different options, which means that as a solo queue player, if you see that your teammates aren't bringing something, you can then fill that gap. So if you don't have a lot of soft destruction, you can then bring her super shorty, or you can then bring her hard breaching charges. If your teammates didn't bring EMP grenades, she can bring those too. It's the same concept with Buck on his team. Also, he has flash grenades, which pair well with the Gon 6, because that means you can burn any Wamai discs or ADS on a shield, and then use your Gon 6 to destroy the shield after you've burnt the utility in front of it. So even before Ram was introduced to the game, Buck didn't really heavily rely on his teammates, which is why people played him in the first place. But now that Ram is in the game, and Buck is more of a solo queue entry fragger type of operator, this breeds into his playstyle even better. Most people were opting for Buck with hard breaching charges and a Gon 6, playing more of a support type of role with him whenever they would get vert, but now that Ram can do that a lot better and bring more utility, people are going to be using his flash grenades to get kills after they fastly open up a breach. Now, even though, like I've been saying in the majority of this video, that Buck is going to become an entry fragger, that is not always going to be the case. There is still some stuff that Buck can do that Ram can't, and in those certain scenarios, you would then play Buck. I'm going to bring you in-game to a custom game to show you these examples specifically. Okay, so I've brought you onto Cafe, which is arguably one of Buck's best maps. Now, there are some things that you can do with Buck, like I said earlier, that Ram can't do, so I'm going to showcase that for you. The first thing that you can do as Buck that is only unique to him is multi-level vertical play. So you can play through one surface like this, right? You're able to play through one set of floors. But Buck, if you aim in with the red dot, can actually shoot through two. And now you're able to see through multiple levels of vertical play, not just one floor, but 2 floors, right? That's why it's called a multi-level vert. And this isn't just exclusive to 2 different floors. You can also do this through, let's say, like a floor and a wall, and now I can see all of backside if the site is kitchen. One thing that's also cool about Buck that Ram can't do is he can shoot through walls at a long distance like this. So if the bomb site is, let's say, like mining and train, now I can sit top red and get an angle into the bomb site, and Ram wouldn't be able to do this. Ram also can't reliably play below a site. So if the bomb site is above me, it's in cocktail, I could literally just buck all of this open right here, right? So I can get box 1, or bar 1, bar 2, and I could go under bar 3 and get bar 3 too. So I could get all of these things. Maybe if I want to play under the actual bar itself, I can use Buck's key to open this up, come under here, play under bar, right? Now I can play beside the bar. I can play beside the actual default plant here. So playing below as Buck is a lot more reliable than it is with Ram, because with Ram, you need to actually stick her gadget to surfaces that are like right next to the ceiling above you and then do it, and that's the only way she could possibly play vert below. So there is still a place for Buck to play vertically, it's just only if it is below. And the final way that I suggest you play Buck, which is what I talked about in the beginning of the video, is the entry style of playing Buck. So you can use his skeleton key to fastly go into places that you wouldn't normally be able to do with, let's say, Ram. So I come into here, boom, I can Buck into the window, and now I'm already into the backside. If there's a castle barricade here, I have a Gone 6, I can blow it up. Or I can come in here with Buck and immediately already be in Whiskey, open this up, and now I can crouch and now I'm inside. Right, so that was super quick. You can do that as quickly as I did if you have just a pre-placed drone right here in the prep phase, right? If I throw my drone right here, oh, that didn't land. But if I have a drone right here, I can just watch all of this, the long hallway, restaurant VIP. I get on the drone, okay, no one's here. Boom, I buck in there, I run in here, I buck right there, and I'm already in sight within like 10 seconds of the round. Maybe I could even buck in here, right, swing, kill anybody here, buck this open, boom, kill anybody here. And it's just like, it's so fast. But you see how I'm able to use his shotgun to quickly create rotates and angles and avenues for myself to make pushes? That's how Buck, I think, is primarily going to be played now that Ram has completely replaced him. One more thing too. Let's pretend that this hatch right here is reinforced, right? When Ram came out, she did have hard reaching charges, but now they took those hard reaching charges away from Ram. So Buck is the only vertical play operator with the ability that has soft destruction. So now that this is the case, you can do something with Buck that Ram can't, which is the ability to be like, okay, I'm going to make vert all across this floor, right? I made vert there, I made vert there, I made vert here, boom. Now I have vert everywhere, and now I'm also able to just open this reinforced hatch right here with the hard reaching charges, and I'm able to do all of that within one operator, right? If you wanted to get hatches open and vert all in one operator in a solo queue environment, let's say, Buck is the only person on the attacking lineup that can do that at all. So that's really powerful. Not only is it powerful because of the versatility, but also, like I said, you can't rely on your teammates to help you out. So just added versatility to an operator makes it really good for solo queue, right? Now I drop down here. Maybe I want to like buck this open and then kill somebody VIP or something, right? Like there's so many options, but you can use his hard reaching charges to also help out with the fact that he is now a fragger. Anyways, now I brought you into the shooting range, and there's one more thing that I want to highlight about Buck specifically that is unique to him over Ram before I end this video out. So first of all, they buffed shotguns. If you know anything about this update, you know that they buffed shotguns. They buffed the damage over distance with every single shotgun other than the 3 slug shotguns that are already in the game that have a long distance. Buck's shotgun as well, the underbarrel primary ability, is no different. They still buffed that too. So one thing that you need to understand with Buck is that his shotgun is not just meant to use for soft destruction. You can use it for kills. Let's put this at like a 5-meter distance, right? So this dummy, 5 meters away. If I could even back up too. I could back up all the way to here. And as long as you're ADS'd, you can get so much damage with shotguns in this update, right? I just one-shot somebody right there. From like, what, almost 10 meters away, complete one-shot. And if any one of the pellets hits the head, it's a 1.5 damage multiplier. So if you aim your crosshair, typically like at the chin, you'll get some pellets in the head and most of them in the torso, which can create for like a lot of damage. I don't know why it didn't work in that case, but okay. You can do it right here. Boom, 127, right? As you can see, it's not all that consistent. And it's not consistent due to the fact that shotgun pellets don't always hit the same place, right? As you can see, it's different every single time. So there is a little bit of RNG involved in it. But like as you can see, just ADSing with a red dot on, I have so much of a tighter spread with this new shotgun update, which can allow you to get a lot more kills. And I've also talked about if you have the laser on your gun, the little red laser that's right next to my crosshair, it actually makes it to where if you're aimed in, you get less of a choke on your scope, meaning that the pellet spread from your gun is actually tighter. It's not just for hip firing, actually. It works ADS too, contrary to popular belief. But they actually made it to where if you don't have the red dot on, or the laser sight, excuse me, it does the opposite. So it actually has a longer spread and a wider spread for shotguns now because it makes soft destruction that much easier. As you can see, now I don't have the laser attached, and look at how much soft destruction this thing does even from a distance, right? Completely destroyed the entire wall. From a distance too, right? So shotguns actually do more soft destruction without a laser on, which can be good if you want to use it for soft destruction, like on defense with bailiffs or just with sight setup shotguns in general. So it is that way for Buck, but if you want to use them as an entry, I definitely recommend putting the laser on and trying to ADS people and shoot them like that, right? So that's just another thing that I wanted to go over about Buck to further reinforce my point that he is going to be used as an entry fragger. But that's pretty much all that I wanted to talk about with this new update. Buck had his glory days where he was the best vertical play operator in the entire game for probably the last year now, but that isn't the case anymore. If you want to play him and you want to play him effectively, I definitely recommend that you start playing him as an entry fragger with the tips that I highlighted just before this outro. With that out of the way, if you want to know more about the new updates and the updates to Shotgun and the new Operator RAM, check out this video where I go over every single part of the new update coming to Siege, and that's it. My name's Alka, and I'll see you on the next video. Later.